Hello, everybody. Back again, giving you an update on my hemorrhoidectomy. I am now on day 9. Last time I posted a video was the first day. I was gonna try to, do a day by day, but it just felt better to lay down and, watch TV, read a book, scroll through TikTok and YouTube. So, day 9, giving you guys a second update on what the past week has looked like. So that first day, right after having everything done, I wasn't in too much pain just because of the anesthesia. I started taking my medications. Literally, I got my meds, and you have to do this. Get your meds if they give you painkillers, which I hope to God they do. If you're not going to get painkillers, I recommend getting like 500 milligram Tylenols or ibuprofens, something that is going to help a lot because it is no joke. It is very painful, but it's manageable as long as you're drinking tons of water, you're getting rest, and you're taking your painkillers. I went and got my painkillers as soon as I got out of surgery and was released from the hospital. I went and got my meds as soon as I was out, and I just took them right away, trying to keep in front of the pain. I was prescribed 325 milligram hydrocodines and 600 milligram ibuprofens. I was also prescribed Ducosate sodium stool softeners to take twice a day. The painkillers I was told to take 4 times a day. So I just took them both at the same time to maximize. And my pain was very low, you guys, very low, especially when I was in the bathtub. Baths are just gonna be your best friend. They're gonna get you through, especially the first week. You're gonna have to take tons of baths, and you're gonna end up like kind of hating your bathtub. At least I did. I hated having to get in it. But while I was in the bathtub, especially those first like 2 to 3 days after surgery, I felt like no pain. It was like the best place to be, honestly. A nice warm bath right after you take your pain meds, and you will feel no pain. So I recommend doing that. Try to stay in front of the pain. Absolutely. For me, going to the restroom. The first time I went to the restroom was probably the second or third day. I was very constipated and couldn't go. And all I was eating, I ate just soup, smoothies with lots of fruit, and just orange juice as a mixer in there. Just vegetables. I think I put broccoli in like some of my tomato soup. I really like tomato soup, so I ate a lot of tomato soup. I put a lot of cauliflower rice. If you're looking, just to feel a little bit more full and have more substance, I put some cauliflower rice into my soup. But yeah, it's a really good idea the first like 5 days, probably, until you have your first like bowel movement at least, or maybe your first two, to just be like smoothies, soup, vegetables, fruit. You don't want to have hard poops. I was very constipated, and like I said, it took me until my second or third day to actually go. I was actually getting concerned too, so I asked my doctor what I could take. My doctor said to get some Miralax, and start drinking that, which I did. I was doing Miralax like twice a day. I was also taking my stool softeners twice a day, the Ducosate sodium, and I still couldn't go. So, and it started giving me anxiety. I was starting to get like really scared of the poop and it being like very hard. But if you're taking this stuff and making sure that you're not eating hard foods, it's not going to be that bad. And if finally, I was recommended by my girlfriend's mom just to drink some prune juice with a little, like a tab of butter, with some butter in it. Melt some butter into some prune juice and just warm it up. Not only does it make the prune juice taste really good, actually, you will go to the bathroom probably in the next like hour. So that first time going, not gonna lie, was so excruciating. I made sure to take pills like before I thought that I was going to go. But a lot of the time for me, when I thought I was going to go and I was like, all right, I'm going to take some pills, that's like when I went. So as I was like drinking water, drinking the pills, I had to go. The first time is really hard. It's rough. Luckily, I have a little stool to help, prop my legs up so that you're in a better position to pass your poop. But that first time was very intense. Your mind's fighting your body. Your mind is saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to go." Like trying to not strain as hard, but your body just also is like wanting it out. It was rough, and mine just shot out of me. It wasn't very much, but shot out like a shotgun. Pellets, kind of. Blood for sure. There will be blood. Drops of blood too afterwards. Standing up after and having to get into the shower and turn on the. Luckily, I have a shower head that will come down, so I was able to rinse myself off. But it's hard to stand. You're breathing heavily. You're sweating, and not to mention your rear is just burning, throbbing, in so much pain. But it's bearable and it goes away. It for me probably lasted like half an hour to an hour. Luckily, as soon as I washed myself off with the shower head and then cleaned the bathtub really quickly a little bit, I would just turn the bath on right away, lay down into the warm water, and within a few minutes would just start to feel better. So you're gonna have to be in the bathtub a lot. You're honestly gonna start hating your bathtub. I did. Having to get in it, there was even a few times where I was on the couch and my body just hurt and the bathtub just sounded better. But it honestly is that warm water, and I think maybe the pressure of being under the water, or it just also helps to ease the swelling in your area. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to be in that bathtub for sure. If you don't have a bathtub, I would recommend staying with some family members, or somebody that will let you stay at their place with a bath. Because I don't know how people have done it without one. If you don't have a bath, I don't know how you have done it. So that was like day 2 or 3 when I went to the bathroom for the first time. Every time after that, it gets easier and easier. I still kept trying for those next few days, just eating, super soft stuff, still soup, broccoli, green beans, occasional nuts, lots of fruit, lots of smoothies. I got some Activia little yogurt drinks that also they're probiotic, so it's helping your gut and stuff too, which I'm sure could assist in the healing process. So I'm just trying to think through everything because it's been a ride. I think though that was probably the worst pain that I experienced, was just the first time going. Maybe the second or third time but it does get easier. There's still going to be blood. A few times after I went the first time, started to notice like you will pass like a few little blood clots as well. And I luckily have like a little portal thing I can talk with my surgeon and his nurse team through. So I was asking them, is this normal? Is it normal to have blood clots coming out? And they reassured me like, yeah, it's okay to have little small blood clots coming out. So it didn't freak me out too much until day 6. I believe it was day 6. So today's Friday for me, but it was on Wednesday. Or I'm sorry, it was Tuesday night. It was almost a full week for me. It was the night before being a full week. Everything had been, pretty normal for like the last day or two. And so I was just going through like my routine of waking up, using the restroom, and then relaxing and resting for the rest of the day. This day, I had felt really good, honestly. The day before, I felt well enough to like take my dog on a little walk around the park, and then just a little walk around my block as well. And I felt really good that day, honestly. The pain wasn't as intense. I was able to go to the bathroom that morning and the pain not last very super long. So, I started feeling good and I had a huge appetite as well. So that day I remember I ate green beans. I made myself a big smoothie. I had some more soup. I ended up eating some oatmeal as well. So it had been like the most food that I'd eaten in days. And I was just feeling really good about myself and the process of everything. This is day 6 again, by the way. So I went to sleep later on that night. I went to sleep probably around like midnight. Took my stool softeners before I went to bed. And I woke up at like 4 in the morning having to go to the restroom like really badly. And I think I couldn't make it in time. I didn't make it in time. So I ended up pooping in my pants. And as I was removing everything to, get in the shower and clean myself, I realized that it was just the whole bowel movement that I just made was just blood clots. And blood clots, like not small blood clots. It was a full blood clot. The whole stool that I just passed was just blood clot, and it was enough probably to fill like the palm of your hand. So for a second, I was like, okay, well, like something. I mean, maybe it's my stool softeners, or maybe it's just because I ate so much food today. And then I ended up taking a bath after that. And while I was in the bath, I'm sorry, this is all just kind of traumatizing because it's an experience, man. It's a total. It definitely messes with you. I sat in the bath, and as I'm sitting in the bath, I kind of feel like I need to pass gas, but instead of like passing gas, and I barely felt it. I once again just released another round of blood clots, and once again they're huge. They're big. It's like enough to fill the palm of your hand, and accompanied by just a cloud of blood in the tub. So I'm freaked out at this point, and I start to drain the bathtub. I get out. I use a towel to like kind of clean myself. And I'm waiting on the bathtub to drain. I had to like get some gloves to get this giant amount of blood clots out so that, it doesn't get stuck in the drain, and it's horrible. As I'm doing this and I'm cleaning the tub, I feel like I have to go again. So I sit on the toilet, luckily that I'm right next to, and once again, a huge amount of blood clot. Enough, I'm telling you guys, I went probably 6 times this night, all within like 5 to 10 minutes of each other. Enough to fill your hand. Blood clots. And it happened to me again. I clean the tub, I get back in it, and it happened to me again in the tub. And this time the blood was even like darker, so and I'm freaked out, man. I don't know. I'm like stunned with fear. So I kind of just sit in the tub, and the tub is like dark blood red. And it was just a traumatizing experience, horrible experience. And I'm scared because, the doctor told me you could pass blood clots, but he never said like you're going to be passing huge blood clots with lots of blood. And so I think I did kind of freak myself out, but, I went probably like 6 times that night. Every single time, blood clots enough to fill the palm of your hand with, or 2 hands cupped together. And So after the final time, I felt like, my stomach is empty. I don't feel like I have to go again. I cleaned myself off. I went into my bedroom to, put on some clothes and lay down. And when I go into my bedroom, I just start feeling so lightheaded. I started feeling like static almost in my head, in my forehead, and my upper head area. And it started to get really hot, like it was burning. I started sweating from my temple and just my chest. And I was, for a second, I was like, oh my, I feel like I might pass out. And I've never really felt like I've had to pass out before from much of anything. I felt like I was going to pass out. So I was really scared. My roommate's downstairs in his part of the house, but I was really scared that I was just going to pass out and, like die or something horrible. So I laid down and honestly started praying to God, please, Lord, don't let me pass out. I was afraid of going to the emergency room. I didn't want to call 911 and have to go in an ambulance or, go to the emergency room at all. I was afraid of all of that. I was afraid to have to go back and, them tell me something is wrong inside and we're going to have to like do more or something like that. And then when I laid down, I started getting ringing in both of my ears. So at this point, I'm just freaked out. And I decided to, once the ringing stopped in my ears, I felt better. I decided to go lay down on the couch out of my living room, put a blanket on because I was cold, I was shivering. And I just laid down trying to contact the surgical center, the hospital. But, there's nobody really there to help me until 8 in the morning. So this whole thing probably occurred from like 4 to 6 in the morning. And then I was on the couch laying down waiting for the hospital to open up, somebody to talk to until like 8. All the while, Googling stuff and YouTubing stuff, kind of driving myself crazy because there's no real answers. Nowhere really tells you like you're going to be pooping giant blood clots. Maybe like small to moderate, but I would like somebody to tell me what moderate is because I was seeing huge amounts and it scared me. And then, I passed out probably at like 7:40, waiting for somebody to be able to talk to at 8 o'clock. So I just waited until I woke up a little bit later. I called my doctor, let them all know what happened. They reassured me that, like, I guess it's normal, that they didn't need me to come in. Instead, he had me go take some labs, which they were great about. I went through UC Health, and, they had my labs, my blood work back to me in like half an hour. It took no time at all. And everything looked good. My hemoglobin was good. My white blood cell count was good. My red was a little low, but it was nothing to be worried about. So that made me feel a lot better. I just, nobody warned me about, I was going to pass blood clots and that they were going to be fucking big. Sorry for my cussing, but they were big. And nobody really warned me about any of that. Honestly, nobody told me in the whole procedure of like how my poops would look in general. They just said there'd be some blood with them. This night there was a ton of blood, and I think it freaked me out. And I'm sure I got lightheaded and didn't feel very well because I lost a good amount of blood. But it made me feel better that when I went to the bathroom the next day, it was normal. Of course, it was accompanied by blood, like kind of attached to the stool, but not really filling the bowl with just droplets of blood or just clouds of blood. So that made me feel better. It made me feel better that like my blood work was okay. And so they just recommended me getting, some iron, some more protein. So right after that, I went to In-N-Out. By Park Meadows Mall here in Colorado. I went to In-N-Out Burger and I got a double cheeseburger and it was so amazing, you guys. It was so good. It was like 7 days for me without having real good food, or at least just anything not soup or vegetables only. So it was so good. It was so delicious. Um, yeah, so that honestly, it kind of traumatized me, man. It was a horrible night. Really freaked me the fuck out. I'm sorry for cussing again. And now, you guys, I'm on day 9. Day 9, I'm feeling pretty good. Still hurts when I go to the restroom, but not as bad. I'm not taking as many painkillers as I was. Like I said, I was doing 4 painkillers a day because it said to take them every 4 hours. Sometimes I do 5 just because the pain was so intense and I wanted to avoid it. So every 4 hours I'd be taking one 600 milligram and one 600 milligram ibuprofen, one 325 milligram hydrocodone. I was doing that every 4 hours. Now I'm down to, I take one before I go to the bathroom in the morning. Take 1 dose of each before I go to the bathroom in the morning, and then that's it. I just chill the rest of the day, and it's not that bad. They did also prescribe me 5% lidocaine, so I put that on myself. I put that on the area every time after the restroom, and I'm clean. And it lasts me like all day. I don't need it for the rest of the day. So it is nice. It's nice to feel better. It's nice to be able to not be in total agony for most of the day. And it feels better to be able to eat food and not be so scared of going to the restroom. I still recommend, like, you're taking your stool softeners twice a day, drinking tons of water. Still try to eat a ton of vegetables. I've been eating, steamed artichokes, green beans, broccoli, and lots of smoothies. Really make good smoothies. I love smoothies. So it just helps everything to soften up because you still don't want very hard poops. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of out of it from just everything and laying on the couch. I'm really getting tired of laying on the couch, but it's the best place to be. The doctor also mentioned that I might have passed those blood clots because the day prior, I went walking and took my dog on a walk to the park and just made me feel a little bit better. That could have been one of the reasons that they came loose or happened. I don't know. This is my dog, Oli. Say hi, Oli. Say hi, Oli. Say hi. No, not jumping. Just say hi. Okay. Okay. Down. Down, baby. Down. Down. So yeah, that's been my journey thus far. Day 9. If you guys have any questions at all, or need any reassurance of any kind, I can tell you what I've done through everything. It hasn't been that bad, honestly. You guys can do this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be the most comfortable thing, but it's doable. And I'm excited in the long term to be normal again, because I lived with horrible hemorrhoids for 10 years. The last 10 years. One of them that they took out of me, I had 3 taken out of me, but one of them was 3.8 centimeters, you guys. 3.8 centimeters. It's pretty big. So, totally here to answer any questions, help you guys out. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks for listening to me. Love y'all.